today we are going to be painting this cozy armchair. I thought for January our object would be really fun to paint a cozy chair. So you can choose to do your chair in this color or a different color. I really just wanted the chair itself. So I went ahead and I outlined the chair. So you can see we've got that shadow too. So we're going to begin here by just doing the chair in a light wash. I am going to use yellow ochre. And I do think I want to give it a little bit of a green tint. So I'm actually going to mix on my little palette here. So I just typically keep a lot of the colors that I've been using right here, and I want to add in a little bit of green. I've got some reddish ochre there. I'm mixing this in. It's really fun to kind of play with the colors you have on your palette. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a full wash. The really fun thing about this particular painting, this chair, is that it's really going to be all in the shadows. So right now with this first layer, this light wash, it's a glaze, and we will add depth and dimension by building up the color. So it will really start to take shape once we start adding in different layers of color. I should say values, different color values. And already I'm really liking how this color is just showing up. Sometimes the simplest paintings for me are the most fun. They're the most fun, and they're oftentimes the ones I enjoy doing the most. And I love doing just regular household items, such as an armchair like this. So now this needs to dry for us to add more layers. This is pretty dry. So now I'm going to just switch brushes. And what I want to do is grab my round 6. And this is a great base color right here, but I want to mix a little bit more of a green yellow ochre. So right here, I'm picking up more of that yellow ochre, but I want green in there. I want this chair to feel really green. So it's the sap green in my Winsor & Newton set with that yellow ochre that I'm pulling together. And that's the color that I'm really going for. And I'm going to pay particular attention to my nice chair here as I paint. I want to make sure I'm really paying attention to that. So I want to get this nice detail in here. And it's a little like that. And there's a little line here and right here. That little button has a little bit of a hole. And I can kind of see this line come through like that. And definitely over here, avoiding the button on this side. And this shadow goes all the way out like so. There we go. We've got it in here as well. Just avoiding the buttonholes. I'm gonna have to darken up, I think, most of the chair itself, but this is just giving me a guide. With that yellow ochre, nice, rich color right here. I can really see having this chair in my office, something I really cuddle up with. Getting a good book. There is a little bit of a highlight on that corner of that chair, and I'm going to kind of leave it. Do you see that tiny little highlight right there? And this. And I'm gonna add this in over here. This is the armchair. It's a little dark over here. And I wanna make sure I'm getting this just right. So there's a little dark over here on the circle. And bringing this in like so. All right, let's see. What else do I need to get? There we go. And I want to bring this down and down. And we'll bring that in over here too. So in here. Nice little shadow right here and a seam right here. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water as I add in this shadow that's going to really kind of help show you where that is. And same thing on this side, there's a highlight on this armchair. And let's give it a nice line here and kind of bring this in here. Just gonna mix a little bit more of the color that I've been working with. And bring that down here. And even a little down here. Just add in lots of water to this, just lightening it up. I'm going to bring that over here. All right, now I do want to do these rich legs of the chair. So I'm getting my brown and I'm gonna mix together brown and Payne's gray. Yeah, I think that's the color that I want for these legs that I have down here. And I don't want to touch anything that's wet. I'm just going ahead and getting this in here. And you can't see the fourth table, or can't see the fourth chair leg because it is behind this one. So I'm not going to worry too much about trying to bring that in or make it look like it's there. There we go. Okay, this is starting to really shape up nicely. So we're gonna let that dry and we'll come in and we will do, well, actually even before that, we can go ahead and grab some of this color here, even with a little of the green. And I'm gonna bring that in here. That's great. I'm gonna do, once this dries, I'm gonna do a wash of the green with a little bit more yellow in some of these places. But I can even get, let's see, some of that look that I'm going for, kind of like in here. See it in here. And in here. I think I can get a lot of that in here. All right, now this really does need to dry. But before I do, I'm just gonna try in here a little bit more. There we go. Okay, gonna let that dry and we will pick it back up in just a bit. I do wanna make sure I get this shadow, and I'm gonna achieve that by bringing in more yellow and more green. So we're gonna mix that up. And I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I pull this shadow in here. Maybe not enough yellow, so I'm gonna pick up a little more yellow. There we go. And pull that in right here. You can clearly see that goes, so I want to extend that out over here. And I'm going to make sure I get that nice dark line here and here. Okay, I want to bring a darker line in here. Add a little more green, a little more yellow. Get that in here and in here. I do also just kind of want to darken it up in here. Got a little cat hair right there. I'll pull that off later. Guess that's what happens when you become a cat mom. You get some cat hairs on your watercolor. So this color is really turning out nicely. And okay, I think even in here, I'll just darken it up right back here and here. A little bit over here. Oh, that's looking so nice. Okay. And this line needs definitely to be darkened right here. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna add just a little down here like this. There we go. Okay, this is just turning out so well. Now, there's some additional things that we can do to this guy. So I'm gonna take my ivory black and I'm gonna take that, I want more brown is the color that I want. I'm gonna take that brown right here, just giving that a nice little, just darkening it up, so to speak. And right here, just adding some depth to this. And it would be pretty dark right here, and I'm gonna do that same thing right here. Okay, now I want to put the shadow in under the chair, and I want my shadow to be kind of purpley blue. So I'm gonna grab some purple that I already have on my palette, and I'm going to pull that out right here and kind of right here. There's a little shadow back here from that other leg of the chair. And really just bringing it in right here. Okay, that is so much fun. What a great little tutorial we had on this guy. So that is your cozy chair for January.